I majored in Japanese language and literature. I really wanted to be a translator, but it's really hard to get your skill up to par to that level with just 4 years of college. So I moved to Japan to immerse myself in the country, in the language, really, and get better. So I got a job teaching English. But since I was teaching English all day, I was speaking English all day, I wasn't really getting better at I was getting better at Japanese, but not enough to make a career out of the translation gig. So I kind of just enjoyed my life in Japan and trained as much as I could, and I fought. So my life was teaching English and training and fighting.
Was there MMA for women in Japan also?
Yes, there was.
Oh, wow.
Actually, I think there was MMA in Japan before the States, and the biggest promotion was called Smack Girl. You're laughing, right? So, when I went to the MMA gym, I asked about fighting, and they're like, oh yeah, there's Smakugaru ga aru yo. Like, Smakugaru? What's that? And they wrote it out. I was like, oh, Smakugaru, Smack Girl, all right. That's funny. Yeah, you can fight. I said, okay, cool. So in my junior year of college is actually when I found out about Smack Girl. And they were like, cool, a foreigner, let's feed her to some Japanese girl. So they got me a fight like immediately. I was not ready at all. I told my coach, I want to fight someday. He said, okay. And then like next week, he was like, hey, you want to fight like in a month? I'm like, can I? Yeah, sure. Okay. My striking was like this. So I took her down and armbarred her. I got hit a couple times. Anyway, so there was Smack Girl, and then the rules were different. The gloves were puffy gloves, so us ladies wouldn't get hurt. There was a 30-second ground rule. So if someone got taken down, we could only fight for 30 seconds, regardless of any scrambles, So I would have to hurry up and submit them within 30 seconds, or they would stand us up, even if I was like choking her.
Wow.
I think the rounds were shorter. Someone told me that they were 3 minutes. I don't remember, honestly. I fought in Smack Girl, and there were a few other promotions like, oh my gosh, what was it called? Cross Section. That one lasted not that long. And then I think those went under, and then there was one affiliated with Shuto, G Shuto, like girl Shuto. I think G Shuto was like the first one where the rules were the same as the men's. That was later. But generally, women were seen as not equal. Like the fights weren't equal. They called our fight clothes the costume. Girls tended to wear like glittery, like skirty, outfits. So.
Did you like that though? Because you're a fan of anime, right?
That was not at all like cosplay. It was like,
it was more like
you're
degrading.
pretty. This is like pro wrestling. Well, pro wrestling was huge over there, so this was entertainment.
Oh, I see.
So it's like, all right, well, if I have to fight, I didn't wear any of that. I just wore like, my first outfit was soccer shorts, and I borrowed a rash guard from a training partner because I didn't have any rash guards. But yeah, it was kind of, I wasn't a huge fan of that style, but I took what I can get because I was living in Japan at the time. Did
you fight before that in America?
My first 3 fights were in Japan.
Okay, so this was like so you're out of America, you're in Japan, you got 3 fights there.
It was probably for the best because I got used to it. I got used to, I got hit, but the gloves were soft. I didn't get beat bloody or anything.
How were the Japanese opponents versus what you were seeing in America? Were they at the same level of skill, or was Japan women more advanced than the women in America, would you say, at that time?
Megumi Fuji was on a whole different level, so we'll just put her on a pedestal aside. But in general, and a few others, of course, but in general, I think the level was very similar. It was a little bit below men's level, I think. Men's fighting, striking-wise, jiu-jitsu-wise, just all around. So I think in the States or Japan, it would have been the same for the women.
Thanks for watching Untitled Interview. If you liked the conversation you just watched, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're interested, there's lots more just like that right here.